31, and hey, you guessed it, you're watching The Soccer Show. Special occasion, special day, it's grand final weekend. We've got all the action of the big game, the culmination of the Victorian season. We've got the full team in. Hot damn, I'm excited. Stay with us, won't you? 90 minutes, all action. Well, if you've noticed something special about the Soccer Show on Channel 31, that's because it is a special time of year. It's that time of year when the season goes on the line in the grand final, as it did at Olympic Park this weekend. Magnificent it was, and there's a real flavour, a real essence to it, isn't it? You know, they train for it, you know, the summer drills and everything else, and you say, what's it all for? Well, it's all about the grand final, and we saw it this weekend, Paulie. Magnificent, was it not? And didn't you really get a feel for it at Olympic Park?
Magnificent occasion, of course, and 2 teams left. Started the season with 14, then there were 5, now there's 2. Bulleen against Altona Magic, the 2 best sides in the competition. They have to be, of course, if they made the grand final. But on the Soccer Show tonight, we've got another extended panel.
And 2 fine extensions, Paul.
Well, fine extensions. Laurie Schwab on my right, John Shocker Miles on my left. Strategically positioned, I might add, because the way these 2 like to have a go at each other, Blakey and I feel we've got to keep them apart.
Best of friends, best of friends.
So welcome to the show, gents.
Well, good evening, and I wouldn't go as far as to say best of friends, Laurie, because you got to admit a little bit of thing last week about the Altona Magic team, and I still say Altona Magic, not a bad side, but I stick by my words, but you got to admit to that. It's on your head.
There you go, and we agreed before the show that there'd be no animosity. It's good to see the boys going along with that. But Laurie, just a quick question about some news midweek. Melbourne Zebras, Heidelberg and Parramatta look like they're almost certain to be out of the league now, barring an absolute miracle.
And none of the grandstanding, Schwabby. Just tell the story as it happened.
The Australian Soccer Federation needed a 75% majority vote to legitimise their 12-team league, and they barely got it. Exactly 75%, although there was a bit of doubt about the voting, but we won't go into that.
Of course we won't.
And so it's a 12-team league, although Parramatta Eagles are still saying that they could carry on with their legal action.
Oh, won't we all look forward to that, gentlemen?
Oh, yeah.
On to the matters of the weekend, Paulie. What say?
Well, an important game, of course, the grand final. But before we go there, we're going to take a flashback to a media conference that took place before the final series started. A number of people had their say and had their pick to see who would win the grand final. We'll follow that with a media conference that took place just during the week prior to the grand final.
I have to say Peter side last year. I have to watch the other 4.
Well, you have a pun.
I mean, Port Melbourne have to be the favourites.
Yeah.
But, I mean, a hard game on Sunday, but if we go through it, we have to be within a chance.
And George Cross, watch out Port Melbourne. If we get through the first round, then maybe watch out for us as well.
What do you think, Double?
Not a bad statement.
Still the Christmas card.
Tell John to send a cheque, 55 grand.
That means that 4 clubs can win it.
Well, I think the top 3 clubs must favour the other 2.
You started with a very definite prediction.
Yeah, well, I think Port Melbourne, that they're in the strong part, and Taki's done a great job with them, and they're in the final last year. They deserve to be there again.
Well, Double, give us a team.
On form during the season, you'd say Port Melbourne. Yet I would say, if we click, we'll win it. If we click, we'll win it. There's no doubt in my mind. If we come together, we'll win the competition.
So there you have it. We've heard from the top 4 sides as they finished in the league ladder. But a notable omission was John Doherty, the Albion coach. Is that a sign for the future? Well, none of the other 4 coaches tipped Albion as having any chance at all. And we'll see how that eventuates in the ensuing weeks.
Here we are at Olympic Park on Wednesday afternoon in the VIP room where we've just had the press conference as a prelude to the grand final on Sunday. and just some of the reactions of the coaches and the players. We'll just go over now and see what they have to say about the grand final.
So from your observation point, what do you think of the game on Sunday?
Look, it's two different teams playing-wise. Bulleen is more experienced. I have the height in the game, the tactical team. They have the two strikers, they kill you or they find the chance, they deadly strikers. And on the other side you have Altona, they put the ball down and they play wide through the fullbacks and the two midfielders. And I can see it's going to be a hard game. But if we take the statistics, Bulleen went through all the way. I have the luck with them, I can say, their experience and their confidence to play the final. Tactically, Peter knows to play the big games. I give them 60-40.
The experience is something that really counts in final as well.
Yeah, I think it counts. Having said that, I think we've grown in stature in the 2 games we played this year. We are a very young team. I mean, there's basically Paul Harris, it's his last game as well with the club. He's 35 years old. But then you start looking at Tom, who's 28, you go down to Robert Runyon, who's 26, and below that there's everybody else below 24 years old. I'd say 80% of those players below 24, 22 and under. So it's a very young side and a very inexperienced side in relation to the number of games played. But like other sides, when you get to this position, they are full of confidence and quite cocky, especially some of the younger players. So it's a matter of whether they can focus on the job and to be done. But they've certainly got the ability to take players on and go at people and tear teams apart.
The only thing I'd like to say is that I can't believe everybody's saying that Altona are the underdogs.
Doesn't make sense.
I can't work that out, because as far as I'm concerned, we're the underdogs.
No, Peter.
I mean, the thing is that we've come from an impossible position. We're very confident about the game.
Confident, experience.
But yeah, but at the end of the day, all these judges have certainly reversed their point of view, haven't they?
So today you both want to be the underdogs, and Sunday you want to be
No, I just want to be 50-50 like Ian would be.
No, look, I'm quite happy
you know,
if you say we're favourites to win it. I mean,
so close.
Either way, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, but
so
what I'm
close,
saying
really,
is there's
then.
a few people gone off the bandwagon.
And of course, as we mentioned, as you can even see by this magnificent set, built at great expense by the management, that it is that grand final time of year. And speaking of the grand final, we've got a few grand final sponsors, Shocker, that we do want to acknowledge. We got Shocker along for this specific reason.
Yes, I'll be the barrel girl, Greg, and Detailed Excavations is one of the good people who've put their money up to bring soccer to people in Victoria. Telitalia, all the action with the Italians First Division first. Soccer Australia magazine, we've got them, and I'll mention a few other sponsors we have throughout the programme.
And that's the sort of guy he is, folks. On to the grand final itself, of course, and by the, you know, we've got a few tricks in television you probably wouldn't understand. We actually know the result of the game as we go to air, but gentlemen, let's just build it up a little bit prior to the match. Swabby, I know you were rooting for Altona Magic.
Well, that was my tip, and I'm particularly interested to see how Zoran Cvetkovski goes.
17 years of age, I understand.
Yeah, he's the right back because Marian Tasevski's out suspended. Also, George Lenetis, he's coming in for Frank Valentich for Bulleen. Valentich, a very vital part of the Bulleen machine. So let's see how they go without him.
And Shocker, you were plumping for the Bulleen Lions. Now, they've come that arduous, cutthroat road down from the elimination final. Can they produce what would be a highly improbable fairy tale story?
Well, as you know, Peter Allerton took over at the start of the season, and well, 9 games in, I think it was, second bottom. They got to 4th place in the top 5, and now they're in the final. And that makes for a good team, and that makes for an exciting team, because I believe that now that they're there, they'll let the flowing soccer play. And watch out for Liparotti, the big centre half with the ponytail, only about 18 years old. And Dale White up front, I think he's very cute on the ball.
And what about John Markovski, whether he's going to be playing or whether he's not going to be playing?
Laurie, you know how
That's the big
John
question.
Markovski, are you?
That's the big question.
John Markovski.
There's always this juggling what a players and what a coach is going to do when there are suspensions and players injured, as there is for both sides. But one of the surprises, surely, it's likely that Peter Lutkins will play left fullback for Berlin. And I think that's an incredible move. Lutkins has scored 9 goals this year, yet he's moving one of his best strikers.
But I mean,
to
he
left
has
back.
played on the left-hand side of midfield before quite often. And obviously, Ollerton's going to go for a bit of extra speed with Diorio up front alongside White.
All sorts of permutations. That's what football's all about. That's what makes it great. Plenty to look forward to. Look, don't be stupid. Stay with us. Watch the grand final tonight on Channel 31. You will not be disappointed. Straight out of the break, join this man, the voice of authority, Paul Williams, and my good self at Olympic Park for the biggest game, I say again, the biggest game of the season.